No, I'm trying to look for his contract. Yes.
Oh, you good?
I don't think
I mean, cut you off, man.
I don't think a figure was named, but I know it's for 5 years.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, all I think is 5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I wasn't acting crazy.
That's right. 5 years. 5 years. 495,000.
In the MLGW.
AKA, man, let me get that wallet.
Man.
All right. I look got a couple topics today for our pregame show.
Man.
Yeah. But let's be a little more serious at the beginning. And then we'll kind of like ease our way in. So first and foremost, I want to say the condolences from Let's Be Real and other organizations that we represent go out to the 208,716 people that have died from COVID-19. I also want to give out respect to the 7,332,285 that actually contracted the disease. And big ups to it's over 2.7 million people that have actually recovered from this. So kudos to them. Now this all, we know we're leading somewhere. One, the president of the United States and the leader of the free world has COVID-19. I wish COVID-19 on not a single person. I don't wish death or illness on any single person. And so, not a but. And so, I want to make sure that our hopefully he gets better, his wife and everyone else that contracted the disease. But I also know that there's a conspiracy theory that this is not real and that it's fake. Regardless of how we feel about it, I just want the best for them as a healthy person. But I just want to get you guys' thoughts about two things. One, if you feel like this is a real thing. And two, any little last bit notes about the debate, which went to two older white gentlemen that will be leading our country for the next 4 years and how they interacted with one another in front of a live audience. And so I guess I'll just call the order. Skyler, you can go. Trevor, Toop, Savage, Shark.
Do I believe that you guys as president, Donald Trump, has COVID-19? I honestly do not believe that he does. I believe this is just some form of a hoax. I feel like this is just me. I think this is him trying to get some form of sympathy votes as we go into the election. So me personally, do I believe it's a hoax or do I believe it to be true? And not really, but I also from a friend told that it was leaked. So therefore, if it was leaked, then it's possibly true. So that's what I feel about the debate. I completely missed the debate, but I am a part of Black Twitter, and I believe that I was given good enough of an update from Black Twitter, so I appreciate that. So apparently I did not miss much. I missed Donald Trump, I guess, going back and forth with the moderator. I apparently missed that Donald Trump completely ignored questions about white supremacy. So that makes me feel a certain type of way. But I'm hoping we all can do what we can to vote for the right person so that we are in the best direction going forward for not even just 4 years, but on after that. That is my spiel.
Okay. As far as do I believe if the current president has COVID-19, I will actually go on the opposite end of Skylar and say yes, that he does. Because there's a picture released of him getting ready to board, I guess, Air Force One to head to the hospital. But you can only see it from one side. It's only taken from one side. And the reason for that is because right now at this current moment, he has like some kind of experimental drug that's like pumping oxygen into him at this point. And it's like, you could see it a little bit like hanging from like the back of his neck. Is almost like a respirator or something like that. I'm not sure exactly if what it entails. I have to go back and do my research. So as far as him having COVID, I do believe so. I do believe there was like a huge event that they had just last week prior to the debate when they were celebrating the nominee for the next person that's going to join the Supreme Court. And it wasn't just him catching COVID. Of course, the First Lady and a couple of other people in his administration as well ended up contracted COVID-19. As far as the debate is concerned, I'm sorry that we have the choices that we have. I always said, and I reference South Park, this is between a giant douche and a turd sandwich. So I was extremely entertained. I literally had to take part in the extracurriculars, make myself a drink watching this. And all I'm going to say is I brought back football. That's what I got from the debate. I brought back football, which, of course, Donald Trump spewed during this debate. Was football a topic in any of this, any portion of the debate? Absolutely not. But the fact that that was brought up, as part of the debate is just mind-boggling. So that's my whole take.
Yeah.
My alien brother, I feel like if you're gonna quote on somebody, you have to quote them correctly. He brought back Big Ten football.
Oh yes,
you have to quote them correctly.
He didn't do much. Is that what he's saying?
That's why I say he brought back.
I'm actually answer the second question first, because it's gonna definitely tie into the first question. How do I feel about the debate? What I saw from the debate, first and foremost, was something that I was anticipating. Y'all can go back on my Twitter and anticipating it being a good laugh. You know what I'm saying? I joke around about it because what I saw was two babies literally fighting. I'm not going to say two babies. It was two brothers. One kept on instigating, and the other one's like, I'm here to do my job. I'm here to clean my room. But this other little brother keep on messing with me. He keep on playing around and stopping us. Y'all, you know, for everybody that got brothers, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. So that's literally what I saw. And we literally saw our president debate a interested president and call his dad's son a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, he went on national TV and didn't say anything but support white supremacy and telling the good old boys to stand back and stand by. I'll let y'all know when I need y'all and when y'all energy is needed. That's number two. And number three, which is going to answer, do I believe Donald Trump has COVID? He actually made a joke about Joe Biden wearing a mask, about his family wearing a mask, and then you all of a sudden catch COVID-19. For one, I think the president does have COVID. For two, I think he been had it, and now the reports are getting out, the whispers are getting out. One, because he didn't really answer, he did answer the white supremacy question, but now the backlash that he's getting from it, for one, it's a political strategy to get the hell on out the way. For two, you know what I'm saying, and this a whole nother topic, but his wife was, saying some interesting things about Christmas and about, some of the kids and stuff like that. So this is a straight up political move. You got millions of Americans that's not getting paid through stimulus checks, through, through unemployment. Like, this is a good political move to come back near election and say, hey, I was out, Oh, another point, there may be a ploy to suspend Joe Biden's campaign, because he may get tested and go positive too. So there's a lot I think about. This a whole topic for another conversation. I'm gonna just answer it and keep it right here. But this a whole topic for a whole nother day for me, dog.
I got breaking news when everybody finishes. It just came up. So
okay, all right. I kind of want to know right now.
All right, I'll go ahead. So the Patriots and Chiefs game has officially been postponed.
Because my guy Cam Newton got COVID.
Of course, Cam. It was just announced like maybe 5 minutes ago that they're gonna.
I don't know if we get into that for let's be real, but I mean, y'all know how I feel about the NFL. I didn't think it was gonna finish. I mean, I hope it don't finish because my team is trash. Get them dudes out of here. But getting back to the topic of Trump in the debate, do I think Trump has COVID? Yeah, he don't wear a mask. Like, he don't wear a mask. Nobody wore a mask at the Republican National Convention. Everybody was not social distancing. I mean, he clearly didn't believe in it. He called it, a Chinese virus, He didn't take it seriously. People have died from it. Like over 250,000 people have died from it. 7 million got it. I don't doubt that he got it, and I think he's really, really sick too. Like I think he. So when my mom's dad died, he went out swinging. Like he cursed everybody out in the hospital. He was rough. Donald Trump has no filter. And I don't know how sick he is. I mean, I don't want to get into all that. I don't wish ill on him, but like this man has no filter. I've watched presidential debates, even back with like George Bush and John Kerry. That's my first one that I remember. I've never seen a president debate with the moderator. Never seen it. That is some profound stuff that you do when you do not care. And Donald Trump, that's indicative of him as a president. He does not care. He cares about what benefits him. He don't care about us. He don't care about anybody else but his bottom line. So how do I feel about the debate? I mean, it is what it is in terms of like the candidates. Like we can't get past that. I mean, we're not gonna. It's America. There's only 2 options out of so many. We can't agree with everything that Biden does, that Trump does, that Kamala does, that Mike Pence does. These are our options. And if I'm personally, I am sick of people talking about like, oh, they're both terrible options. It sucks for him. Like, get this dude Donald Trump out of the office. Period. I don't want to get into like, I get Joe Biden. I get it. Like, because I was skeptical about Joe and Kamala. But if you are not clearly seeing Donald Trump and what he is doing and how divisive he is, that man asked him, "Do you want to denounce white supremacy right now?" Yeah. This man said, "Sure." I don't know. When I was teaching y'all, when I was a teacher, I said I want a yes or no answer. I don't want sure. Sure pisses me off because it says like whatever. Like no, you should care. And she laughing because he know. She laughing because he know. Like I want yes or no. I don't want sure. Either you do it or you don't do it. And to me, a sure is apathetic, means you don't do it. Period. So Donald Trump is a racist. He's a white supremacist. He supports the Proud Boys. It's been a video circulating about the Proud Boys out there. I don't want to see that. Like I trust Joe and Kamala more than Donald Trump, which y'all says a lot. That says a lot. Because if you know what Joe and Kamala have done, that says a lot. So if we don't get Donald Trump out here, I might do Let's Be Real from Canada or Mexico. I don't know.
Let's roll, bro. Let's roll.
I don't know, but that's my 2 cents. Y'all, America. I'm looking to the camera. I'm like Bernie Mac. America. We have got to get Donald Trump out of the office by any means necessary. Shout out to Malcolm X. Get him out. Period. Sharky, go ahead.
All right. First off, shout out to Austin, man, former guest.
Salute.
I mean, I don't got much to say. I mean, one, I'm just not dipping into politics for one. But 2, I did watch a little bit of the debate. I just got my verses on that day, so I was kind of getting out of it. But I mean, it was a bunch of mess. That's how I saw a bunch of mess. A bunch of Donald Trump cutting Joe Biden off. That was pissing me off. I don't know what more Chris Wallace could have done to really help ease the situation. But I mean, that's what Donald Trump is. That's what he shows to be. And I mean, obviously, we need to get him out. I mean, people who still trying to take up for him. I mean, cool with that. I mean, do what you do, but just make sure we all out there voting. I mean, that's the main thing. I think very much more we can do except vote. So what we cannot do is not vote. And about COVID, but I mean, we'll see. I'm not really a big conspiracy type of person, so I do think he has it, but I haven't really thought more into it, like how if he's faking it, all that, yada yada. I'm just I'm gonna go out and vote. I'm gonna go out and vote and leave it there. It is what it is.
All right.
Yeah. And before we close up the pregame, because I know at my other part will take us another 15 minutes. I know we don't have time for that. Moving forward, I just want to let everyone know that Let's Be Real is going to start using their pregame from now until the elections to let you guys know what's going on, not only in the world, not in the world, but in the country, but locally what's going on in Memphis. So I want to make sure you guys know what's on the ballot. It's one thing to read stuff. I know we are Black people. It's another thing to hear it. So we want to make sure that you guys are present and knowing what's going on. And speaking of what's going on, I do want to leave us with this before we start the show. Breonna Taylor Of course, we know there's not been justice for her. But there's another case that actually appeared kind of reappeared, I should say, within the city of Memphis area. It's really in South Haven. And I don't know if we're too much concerned or know about this one. His name is Ishmael Lopez. Has anyone heard of the story about Ishmael Lopez before I continue really quickly? Okay, nope. Ishmael, say it one more time.
I just got to do my research. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You know me. I'm going to give it to you, then, you go from there. Ishmael Lopez, and I'll give it to you guys briefly, is clearly an Hispanic man who actually was shot and killed in his mobile home in 2017. Police actually mixed up his address with the man that was actually having domestic assault with his family. Now, here's the thing. As of September 4th, the family, South Haven, was saying that Lopez had no jurisdiction because he didn't have the 4th or 14th Amendment protecting him. They said that Lopez was an illegal alien at the time of his death, which means that they meant that was okay to kill him. It was not until this year, until his family was fighting for it, that they were starting to rethink this situation. But now I'm letting you guys know now it's not just in Louisville, Kentucky. This stuff is happening 20 miles away from where most of us live. And they're saying that man, that was an okay death because he was not an American citizen. That is not okay. There's many more people in the world besides American citizens, right? And no death is okay. So again, his name is Ishmael Lopez. I believe that when we fight for Black people, we're also fighting for brown people as well. And so I want to make sure we're standing together. There's still that crisis of, students and kids being taken away from their families that happened with the border back in 2016 when we started building this little thing to stop people from coming, right? But again, just want to make sure that we're aware. Again, his name is Ishmael Lopez. But starting next week, again, we'll be bringing topics to you that discuss what's going on within our city and state of Memphis, because Memphis is a state, along with the country of the United States.
Love it.
Man, he's learning the state of Memphis. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, we'll make this an IG series as well. So give me a title for Sheedy when you get a chance. We'll make an IG series.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
All right. Y'all ready to dive into this?
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Go what she said.
He's back.
He's back, baby.
All right, let's be real. 107. How y'all doing?
Better.
Great.
Better.
Great.
Want to have a title? We just got 107, huh?
Yeah, we've been doing it.
When you get big time like that,
Hey,
too,
man.
When you get to 100, man, it's
All right,
It's a different ball game.
I got time to think about names no more.
Damn, big time.
Boy, I just got tired of doing it. One at a time.
Look, we had to get to name the podcast. That took about forever to name the podcast.
Right. You're gonna run out of Richard run out of vocabulary at some point. All right. Oh man. Let's start this off, man. Quick updates. First off.
Hold on.
What you want to do first?
Before we go, no. Now, your soon-to-be wife did a great accomplishment. We need to make sure we acknowledge that, Captain.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we acknowledge that.
I'll do that.
I'm trying to help you out now.
I'll do it in the episode.
So go and get the flowers out now.
Yeah, I'll do it now. Shout out to my
give the flowers.
AKA future wife, Mikhail Phillips, so pledging Delta Sigma Theta this past week. Crossing the
man.
Welcome to the Greek life.
Yep.
Yes, welcome.
And since we're doing flowers, International Podcast Day was this past week. Sharky, you did a phenomenal job with that as well.
Hey, go listen to that, y'all. Go listen to that.
Yes.
If you just trying to figure out how to do a podcast, you need some kind of inspiration. Him, Dom, Ina, man, y'all did a great job. So salute to y'all, man.
Appreciate that.
Y'all got a power couple going on, man. I get like y'all.
Yep. I was grateful for the opportunity to be with them. So some great people. But quick update, Sheedy, Doc Rivers.
Who I'm a huge not fan of, Doc Rivers, and a huge not fan of him signing to where he went, which is the greatest Eastern Conference rival for the Heat ever. The Philadelphia 76ers. Of course, that's a troll because we're going to beat them again. But Doc Rivers has now signed a 5-year deal with the 76ers. I don't know what Elton Brand is thinking right now. But I guess the good news here is that Doc Rivers has some players he's used to, right? Tobias Harris, who's owed another $30 million this season, and Al Horford, who's owed another $20+ million this season. But that's what's happening. So look for Philly to be better in the East. But I'm not really so sold on this. But I mean, you guys believe that he'll be better for them or what?
Free Joel Embiid.
I don't care.
That's my response.
Yeah.
Free Joel Embiid. And I'll even say this: free Ben Simmons. Free them both. Free them both.
Well, Ben Simmons don't need to be freed until he learns how to make money. I'm not sure. My quick thing about Doc Rivers in Philly: 2 years. He'll be gone in 2. That's all I gotta say.
So for me, I like the fact that he's in the Eastern Conference because it makes them that much weaker for King Durant to come do his thing next season. But one thing we do have to look at, and Elton Brand needs to look in the mirror and say, this was the process. Are we going to continue this? Are we going to restart the process? Are we going to continue the process? Because we see what we got. And when you get somebody like Doc Rivers, who y'all said cannot coach, I'm on the bandwagon too. So shout out to y'all for bringing me aboard of that. But from what we've seen from Doc Rivers and historically, it's like Philly's not going to do too much. You give them 5 years to either A, progress the current roster, or B, start up a new one. Shout out to Philly. They got their hands full.
This man just keeps inheriting good teams. Like it's just mind-boggling.
Can I say one quick thing? I love how, because we are a fan of Doc Rivers, but I really wish the energy that the NBA keeps with hiring black coaches, some that may not be good, Doc Rivers, but the how we keep black coaches in the NBA employed, I wish we could do that in the NFL. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, the fact that he, you know what I'm saying, to our standards, he's a bad coach, but at the end of the day, he has had some success in the NBA. And I think that when you look at a team like Philly who could use some success in the head coaching department, I think, you know what I'm saying, they made their choice, but they also signed Al Horford for $100,000.
Hey man, sometimes you just lucky. You just have like either a great staff around you or great stars around you.
Austin get it. Austin said Doc Rivers has coached like 15 All-Stars and has a ring. I mean,
it's a bad ratio.
Very bad ratio.
He's better than a lot of other coaches.
And I'm gonna let Sharky go out this. Doc Rivers is nothing more than James Harden +1. That's it.
My 2 cents about Doc Rivers, I feel like he'll do well in Philly because he does well with having stars. I think he does well with controlling egos, and this is just me giving Doc Rivers his compliments now and getting them out the way. But it has a ceiling. He beyond that first like year or two with star players, and then at some point you have to actually be a good coach with X's and O's, which he's not. He doesn't do well. And I think it's going to implode. I think this is actually beneficial to Philly because they can blow up quicker with figuring out do you want to keep Embiid or do you want to keep Ben Simmons and then get Doc the hell up out of there. And I think after this job, Doc is done. I think he's going to ESPN. He's going to be on TV or Fox, whatever he's going to do, because at this point he's damaged goods. He's damaged goods. Like he has no good track record aside from that first year with Boston. And even then, the NBA wanted to give Boston that ring. Let's be real. They wanted to give Boston that ring because it was Boston, LA. They wanted 3 Boston, LA series, but they messed up because Orlando got into that second one. So, Boston got lucky. Rivers lucky. Rivers will be on ESPN in about 2 years.
Called it.
This happened, man. We gonna remember this moment.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to move on?
Let's do it.
WNBA Finals, Savage.
Yeah, so in addition to the NBA Finals, WNBA Finals started yesterday, and I like the way that it's matched up with the NBA Finals because you get WNBA Finals before the NBA Finals, and I picked the Aces in 5 games because I felt like Asia Wilson was that woman. Breanna Stewart, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Lord,
Yes, sir.
Lord, like Breanna Stewart is like Anthony Davis. Like I am not playing. I am not playing. This girl had 37 points, 15 boards, 15 or 24, 5 from 8 from 3. They kept leaving her wide open. I don't know why. And then not only that, y'all, we got the point guard, point goddess, Sue Bird. She only had 2 points, right? This lady had 16 assists. She wasn't trying to shoot. And then you also got Jewel Lloyd from Notre Dame, 11, 17, 28 points. Ooh. So and the Aces are missing a lot of players. They're missing Liz Cambridge, missing De'Erica Hamby, 6th Woman of the Year, missing Kelsey Plum, who's a nice shooter on the wing. So the Aces, they gonna need the hand of God because what I saw yesterday, at one point the Aces were up by 1 point. They had fought back, and then Seattle was like on a 20-0 run. And Breanna, Jesus Christ! So I don't know if y'all caught the game, but thoughts on this series?
I love your comparison. Breanna Stewart is the equivalent to Anthony Davis. Exactly. Nobody had an answer for her whatsoever. 0. The smoothest 37. Anthony Davis and Breanna Stewart they are 2 players who will give you the smoothest 30 that you can ever come up with in your entire life. That's exactly what I felt when I watched the game yesterday. Breanna Stewart, the Aces. Sorry, ladies.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Savage, I thought you had more sense than that picking the Aces in 5. But...
I had faith, man. I had faith.
You're biased. No, you're really biased.
No, you were just seeing something. You were seeing something off the camera.
Right.
No, the Aces.
Jesus Lord.
So what I'm hearing is pretty much the Aces are the Heat.
Yep.
They're beat up.
That's essentially what I'm hearing. And they're going against the juggernaut that's the Lake.
Yep.
Yes. I can't front on that one, man.
It's exactly what it is.
I want y'all. I didn't do a bootleg breakdown yet of this game. I will do it for Breanna Stewart because she deserves this. But when I say her jumper is like Ray Allen quick, it's like Lord Jesus. So
she was like that at UConn. She was filthy.
At UConn.
Yeah, her, and when you do it, I mean, also pay attention to like her footwork, and how she even sets up for her shot. Her feet are square
feet,
or even if like her half court game was where she scored a lot of her points. I think it was like 20 or 21 points in the half court, which is amazing. I mean, I know there's not too many fast breaks in the WNBA. Well, hell, there ain't enough fast breaks in the finals either. But yeah, Breanna Stewart was just out amazing. I wish I could probably sign her to the Heat for at least a game. But yeah, make sure you get her feet.
All right, Memphis Tigers, Trevor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I am here to announce that we have football once again in the state.
Finally.
That's all we think.
The Memphis Tigers today, in the next 2.5 hours, will be taking on the Mustangs of Southern Methodist University. Of course, this is the first game in pretty much a month for the Tigers. SMU already has 3 on the board. They're 3-0 currently at this point. So I'm just going to go around. I'll start with Savage, Sheedy, Skylar, Took, and then Sharky. What you guys are expecting from today and predictions. So
I'm expecting a W. I'm gonna keep it simple because I have them going undefeated. So I mean, I can't fold on that one. I am concerned about the communication on defense because you haven't played in like a month. I think the offense is gonna be there. The offense will always be there because it's at that point it's like playing a hot ball in the backyard. You just get the ball and you just run it. So I have faith in Ryan Silverfield to get him ready on offense. I am concerned about defense. So I think the communication on defense is going to be important. But I know that they'll come out ready to play, and there will at least be some energy and some emotion at minimum. So I think the high-scoring game, something like 45, 37, something like that. And I expect Memphis to get a W.
Yeah, I wasn't never sold on the undefeated train. And I've also thought a little bit deeper in regards to SMU. I don't think they win this game. Memphis Tigers don't win this game. I think you think of this two different ways. They haven't played in a while, so they're probably going to come out and like really try to be hot in the first quarter, first half. But SMU has been playing 3 straight weeks, and they are averaging, I think it's like 250 yards on the ground.
On the ground, yep.
Running the ball. So you think about that, and to your point, Savage, about the defense and making those type of adjustments, you have to be in sync. They're going to run the ball like that. Y'all got to be ready for that. And so I think it's a close game, but I'm going to give SMU the victory. I think they'll kind of squab it out and win by 10. But I expect a hot start by Memphis because they're just the energy will be there. But I think that dies off because when you talk about a team that runs the ball, that's a complete game of that. And so I got SMU winning.
Cool. Was that next?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I can't remember the order. What I expect from the game, I expect the Memphis Tigers to actually come out slow. To Savage and to Sheedy's point, to not play competitive football for about a month. I don't care who you are. You're going to have some form of I believe you're going to struggle. There's going to be some lack, and there's going to be lack of communication here and there, especially on the defense who is, in my opinion, constantly struggling. The offense, I'm not worried about it, but I think Memphis is going to be off to a slow start defensively, and I think that's what's going to allow SMU and their really good defense, like she mentioned. I think that's what's going to allow SMU to get up top. But I think Memphis is going to come back probably like a late second half run to kind of eventually win the game. I expect Brady White to have a good game. I expect all of his receiving core. Savage called them Weapon U all the time. So I expect Brady White and Weapon U to come back and to defeat SMU 38-34. There you have it.
That's a pretty good score. I think it's definitely going to be a high-scoring game with SMU definitely coming off a 50-pointer. And then the game before, they put up 65. And, regardless of the talent of the other team, you still got to respect the team that's hot like that, especially going against a Memphis team that have they even practiced in a month, or they've been practicing the last couple of weeks, right? That's what I'm saying. So you got that they rolling, and they coming into a Memphis, team. And it's like, you want to wish the best for the Tigers, but this is one of those things that you really couldn't control. But at the end of the day, I do have my Tigers winning. Of course, I'm gonna ride out with them. But one thing I'm really concerned about is next week, because how we look today is based off of, we may be going against a top 10 team next year, next week in UCF. So a lot is gonna be said about this game. We may try to work on some things and use this as a scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? If we take the L today so we can win next week, that'll be a good look for us. But you know what I'm saying? I expect definitely a close game. Hopefully it's high scoring, and Brady White can come out and do his thing.
And 2 good points. The last point you had made is exactly why I'm going with SMU to win. I think Memphis. At first, when schedule came out, I had us losing to UCF because I haven't seen it with my own 2 eyes. But due to this long layoff, SMU is good. I mean, scored 31, 65, and 50. Averaging 48 points a game. Our defense, rhythm or not, our defense is not good. We saw the Arkansas State game. What they gonna do today? The offense is not explosive without Kenny Gainwell. That's what from that first game. What I saw in that first game, Kenny Gainwell does matter. We can score, we can move the ball, but we're not gonna be able to get explosive plays like we used to. At least from that first game, and we haven't played in 2 weeks to me to know if somebody else gonna emerge to be that explosive outside of DeMonte Coxey. And we're gonna need explosion plays today, and I don't think it's gonna happen today. But I think in preparation for next week against UCF, it may come about next week, but they need a week to get their legs back on it. They probably, like I said, I don't think they practice until this week.
That's crazy.
So you got to play. Yes, I don't know, fans. You're still going on the road. To Dallas. It's tough. Of course, I want us to win, but I don't see it.
Yeah. And then another thing that I'm thinking about too. I think if Memphis is able to win this game, because y'all know I'm big on coaching, and I feel like if Memphis somehow, some way wins this game, I don't care if it's by 1 point, 2 points, field goal at the last second, but then that makes me respect Ryan Silverfield even that much more. I think to have your team bounce back from the game against Arkansas State, of course it's just Arkansas State, but then you have COVID, and then you can't play a few games here, and you haven't been able to practice here and there. But to come out and win against SMU, to come out and win against a divisional foe or a conference foe, to win this game would sit well with me. That will sit really well with me. I think we're all fans of Ryan Silverfield, but if you can push your team and will them to win this game, I think that says a lot.
Well, for me, I do expect Memphis to struggle early on. They're going to come out, fired up and things of that nature, but I do expect them to struggle early on as far as getting that rhythm back under them because they've been out for a month. SMU does have a pretty good defense, and they can fill up the scoreboard, no doubt. There is an opportunity in the secondary. I don't think SMU secondary is really not that great. They can get pressure on the quarterback, but North Texas was still able to move the ball downfield against them. Throwing the ball downfield. So there's going to be some opportunities there for Brady White and for the receivers to get out in space and make some plays. I do expect this game to be much closer than usual. And in the end, I do have the Tigers winning 38-35, and they rest up and gear up for UCF in 2 weeks. And I guess since it's back on me, we'll make the transition from football to basketball. And we just got to applaud Penny Hardaway and the immaculate job that he's done on the recruiting bill for the Memphis Tigers. 2 recruits in 1 week. 2 recruits this past week. First, he locked down 3-star 6'8" wing forward John Camden from New Hampshire. Saw tape of him. It's a sniper, basically. Nothing much said. Of course, I love the shooters out there, so hey, shout out. And of course, just a couple of days later, after signing John Camden, he signed 4-star recruit Jordan Nesbitt, who is a certified bucket. Like I've seen. If you need a bucket, trust me, he can go get it. So I'll just basically go in the reverse order. So I'll start with Sharkey, Toot, Scholar, Cheated, and Savage. Just what are your takes on the 2 new additions for the Tigers?
So I had heard much about Nesbitt, so I still need to watch film on him. But just about what's going on, you just said y'all say he can shoot, so still have to see it. But I mean, he's a 4-star, another guard, Penny's type of guy. John Camden, I have heard about him. I know his pitch to him was he come to Memphis to be like a Tyler Hero, essentially. So. It's like, perfect. We finally have someone that's white that's not a walk-on.
Every black team needs a white shooter. Every black team needs a white
shooter. So Memphis finally learned our lesson because John Calipari would never get that here, although he did in Kentucky with Tyler Hero. So that's good to know. But I mean, we're still building. I like Penny going for the 3. Well, we said it before. I pretty much harped on it after losing Jalen Green and the James Wiseman situation. Like, go after the 3-4-year guys, and both of them sound like they're going to be at Memphis multiple years based on their rankings, and that's somebody Penny could groom, and the team can actually just come together and develop and actually get experienced than just getting one-and-done players or losing those one-and-done players before they ever even get to campus or only play 2 games. So I like it. Let's get it.
You like it, I love it, man. Y'all know how I feel about Penny and the Tigers, man. It's just another step in the right direction. I think Penny is listening to our podcast when Savage said, "Go out and get some lengthy players that are versatile," and you go out and get 2 players, 166, 168 that can shoot the hell out of the ball, and you can put them at the 2 or the 4. And you know what I'm saying? People see the offensive thing, but once they come to U of M, y'all know how Penny get down on defense. Like last year, we had one of the top defensive teams in the national college, not cool at all league. Let me go back to saying that.
There you go. The name ain't changed.
Name ain't changed. Matter of fact, it's probably gonna get worse because the national media still don't have Memphis in the top 25 for this season. But it is what it is. Next year, we better be in the top 10. But that's a lesson for a whole nother story. Shout out to Penny. Shout out to the Tigers. We on our way up.
Let them prove it on the board. So that
Exactly.
was a choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, improving. I don't want to.
Yep. So in the midst of this week, I was kind of bummed out that I would not be able to be a season ticket holder. I was kind of bummed out about that. That was announced. So I'm crying about that. But to better news, to John Camden and Joshua Nesbitt, they are shooters. Didn't see much film on Camden, so didn't able to kind of go in and do much research on him. But I did see that he was a shooter. I did see what you saw, Sharky. His pitch, the pitch that Penny Hardaway had to him was, "Come be our Tyler Hero." And if anybody says that to me, then heck, I want to be anybody's Tyler Hero, right? So I thought that was good. But Joshua Nesbitt, Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, the man can flat out shoot. And I think what sets him up to be able to shoot is his ability to get to the basket. He could really get to the basket at any point. If he says he want to go to the rim, then he's going to go to the rim, whether that's right side of the backboard, left side of the backboard. He's going to do that. He was able to put up some really good shots. I saw fadeaway jumpers off the baseline. I saw Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant type jumpers off 1 foot off the baseline. I saw that, and if I see that in anybody's highlight reel in a basketball game, in a high school basketball game, then you sit well with me. So again, to Savage's point that he said months ago, and to everybody's point, I think it's really good. I think Penny needed to be burned one time, and then one time you able to see that he's like, okay, cool, bet we going after 3-star and 4-star guys. And it's not just the fact that they're 3 and 4-star guys now, but they all have potential to grow within that top. That top 100. That Rob was 150. So I think a lot of them are hovering like 60, 70, 80, but a lot of, from what I'm seeing and hearing and reading, those guys can jump up to 30, 20, maybe even top 10 guys. So I'm glad that he's going after those guys. I'm glad he's getting them early so that he can set up the rest of his roster for the rest of that year and years going forward. I am excited about that. I will, at that point, when they come into the program, I'll be back a season ticket holder. So I'm excited. Go ahead, Penny.
First of all, I need to know who is in front of John Camden in New Hampshire, because I've never been to New Hampshire. I never will visit New Hampshire. But you're not the best player in New Hampshire, so I want to see who it is, right? But the point that you guys have all kind of made already, recruiting has definitely changed in regards to the basketball sports, college basketball, and how to recruit. And so I look forward to what John can do. And like I said, Jordan, that kid, what I've seen, the same thing, a bucket nonetheless. Another thing that we all kind of talk about, I think, too, may open up that can of worms, is just their length as well. What I'm seeing is a lot of offense. You can make defense in college. You can, because you can zone, put different zones in place, practice that. So that's not going to be a problem. Because of their length as well, it shouldn't be a problem, right? You can put them in different zones, spread them out. They're good. So I think the one thing that we've always had an issue with is who's going to score, who's going to get the bucket. And so you add these two pieces with my guy, the Moose of Memphis, as well. Man, that's just really going to open up the floor. And so just FYI, I know you're not a season ticket holder, but we probably need to go see a few games once all these things get cleared up.
Yeah. If you're going to come to Memphis, you got to play defense. And so Penny, get these boys right. I'm never worried about defense for Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway went to Treadwell. Penny Hardaway has been in trenches in Memphis. He's played ball here. You're going to play defense all 40 minutes. So I'm never worried about that. Penny saw last year, the moment that we lost Jeremiah Martin, we did not have perimeter scoring. And so Penny, like, I'm getting you 6'5" shooter. I'm getting you 6'6" shooter. I'm getting you 6'8" shooter. Like that. He said, we're going to figure out one of these dudes who's going to score on the perimeter. So I like that. One, I like that he's getting so many different options. Two, the practices are going to be so competitive. They're already competitive now. You know what I'm saying? And so you got NBA size and talent and length and practice. Somebody going to rise to the top. Somebody going to do it. We saw it last year early on with like Damian Ball. Like he rose to the top over everybody else before he wasn't even supposed to be starting. And so I expect the same thing. I expect these players to come in and make the players that are still here better, which is going to be better for Memphis because everybody's trying to play. Everybody wants to, everybody's listening to Penny, who's giving them the same spiel as Calipari gave these players. Like, come here. You are a bro. You can maybe just come in here and do some work. And so I fully expect it. I have not watched any of their highlights yet, but I trust my brother's judgment about both players. I'm ready. I'm ready to see the offense this year. Defense is gonna be there. I'm ready to see what does the offense look like, not necessarily in half court sets, but like in isolation. Like who is like my down to need a bucket scorer that's gonna give me a bucket. So I look forward to it. Shout out to Penny Hardaway. Keep doing what you're doing, and NCAA, chill. That's all I'm gonna say. Just chill.
You know what they're gonna reply. You know what they're gonna reply. Right? Nope. No chill at all.
Just chill, man.
Yeah.
No chill at
1 year, just chill. Let us have this 1 year.
Right.
I'm excited, man, just with all that we have coming in addition to what we already have. Let's not forget we got Landers Nolly, who was recently cleared. So I'm expecting this offense to look a whole lot better than it did last season. Of course, if you don't know, we were number 1 in defense as far as field goal percentage, holding teams to on an average of 35% shooting a game. So the defense is going to be there, but I'm just excited to see how things are going to roll in the offense. To what Savage said, who's going to be able to give me a bucket down too. I like the Camden addition to help space the floor for Memphis, because that was one of the things that was a problem as well for Memphis, that was spacing. So I'm ready, man. Let's do this. Roll the ball down. Let's get it going.
Mark my words. John Camden will be invited to the barbecues. Trust me.
Oh, he gonna be the one throwing the barbecue. Make sure he has chef though. We ain't gotta have no Kirk Cousins.
I was about to say that.
Bro going to a barbecue spot the moment he touched down to Memphis. This is not even a question.
Speaking of barbecue, just for y'all that don't know, the guy that termed the corn barbecue chicken is putting his finals MVP up against Dwayne Wade of the Heat's finals MVP trophy in this NBA finals. So, of course, we transitioned to the NBA. Game 2 was last night. Lakers won again, 124-114. Of course, we're going to get into asking Savage who's guarding AD. We pretty much know the answer. But first, let's talk about the Heat. I got to know Heat fans, I guess Jimmy Butler fan. Jimmy Butler put up 25 and 13, almost had a triple-double with 8 rebounds. Is there anything y'all can do to win at least a game in this series? I'll start with Petey first.
You said a game?
Yeah.
I'm going down fighting Heat in 7. I don't care what happens. I'm going down with my team. I'm going down with my boat. You said, I thought you were gonna go here with Jimmy first, but anyways, Jimmy he's not a superstar. He is a star that's leading a team, but he's not a superstar. And then when you drop 2 of your 5 starters, one being your leading scorer, the other being your top rebounder, you do have to take it to another level at that point. I don't believe he did take it to another level. I think he did I think he put forth the best effort that Jimmy could do. I don't think Jimmy has that next level AD LeBron in him, so to speak. Oh wow, awesome. So I'll say that I go back to coaching, and I was tweeting about this too. Get Kelly Olynyk out the damn game. I don't care if he scored 24 points. I do not care.
9 rebounds. He almost had a double-double.
I don't.
Stop it. Stop. Don't encourage.
Explain this. The reason why I don't care about that is because look at the times we got those costly fouls or those costly turnovers when we're trying to get back into the game. Kelly Olynyk stinks it up every time. Just put Miles Leonard back in. I can care less. I don't even care if it's Solomon Hill. But you asked about who's guarding AD. At some point, name about who's guarding AD. Who's boxing out AD? It wasn't Kelly Olynyk.
It isn't Kendrick Nunn either.
And get that. I don't care if he blocked him. Nate Robinson blocked Yao. So what? Move on. Captain, I'm done. I'll be on my phone for a while.
True.
Shout out to the shorter people out here in life, you know.
So I saw Savage said something about Miami gave a great effort. Yeah, I saw that. I saw our defense. They weren't effort, bro. That was straight effort. straight. We can't guard y'all, so we're just gonna let y'all hit open threes. That's what that was. But let me go ahead and start with Mr. Jimmy not getting buckets right now. So my guy, he's definitely proven, to answer your question too, that you proposed to me the last episode before that. He's not made of the stuff that it takes to be a superstar. I already knew that coming in. I knew he was a number 2 option. I thought he would at least try to act like and play like a number 1 option, but now he's playing like a number 2 option. And I'm not blaming Kelly on anything because guess who passed him the damn ball? Jimmy Butler. Yeah, 12 assists. I'm gonna stop using the term cute. I'm just gonna say cool. I saw somebody on Twitter say we can't stop using cute for professional athletes. So I'm gonna say, yeah, 25, 12 or 13 assists, 8 rebounds. That's cool.
Oh no, you can say cute.
I mean, 25 points though.
Anthony Davis and Bron each scored 30 plus. I need Jimmy to score with your second and third best player out too.
Yeah,
25 ain't couldn't it? I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's not 2 option. We can't do nothing about it till the year after next because that's when our salary cap comes in. So, oh well, it was fun getting there. I never gave my prediction on here, but I told y'all in the group me. I said, hey, Lakers at 5 before the Boston Celtics series ended. I was there serious to my series because of Jimmy. Because I'm like, Bully ain't a superstar. He just proved he isn't. He needs to be a number 2. I'm fine with that. Let's get Kawhi Leonard in 2 years. Until then, congrats, Skyler and Savage.
Well, the job is not done. We still have 2 more games.
It's done.
I will not be satisfied. I said this week ago, I will not be satisfied until I see that the Lakers have won the NBA Finals. And we still have 2 more wins. So I'm not gloating. I'm not celebrating. I'm not doing any of that because I want to see the Lakers close this out. But I did hear people say that Eric Spoelstra knew LeBron James. I heard people say that Eric Spoelstra could somewhat minimize LeBron James's game when we hadn't seen any of that, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo have tortured this zone that the Miami Heat have thrown their way. And at some point, you have to say to yourself, this ain't working. I just feel like at some point you have to say Anthony Davis at some point trying to be bucked out by Kelly Olynyk. That's not ideal. Anthony Davis been trying to be boxed out by Kendrick Nunn. That's not fair. Savage asks the question all the time, who's guarding AD? I think the only person that can guard AD at this particular moment in time is Jesus Christ himself. Again, I'm not gloating. I'm not saying anything until the job is done. I expect the Lakers to finish this series up very quickly so that they can go home to their families. There you have it.
Oh, yeah, and Savage. Before we started the show, I told Skyler this. You know, he said he's worried about Golden State because they're coming back next year. Who guarding AD?
I'm not. Okay, I'll go now. Like, I said this from the jump. Like, there is.
I was just gonna ask that actually.
Okay, so back to Eric Spoelstra. I give Eric Spoelstra credit because I mean, it's 2 of the top 3 players in the league, arguably top 2. What can you do? Like, there's nothing that you can do defensively, man. Zone, boxing 1, triangle 2. There's nothing that you can do to guard Anthony Davis and LeBron James, especially if their teammates are hitting threes. Now, last night they weren't hitting threes, but you still couldn't win the game. So there's nothing they can do. This is not an indictment on the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat will be okay. They need like a year or 2 to kind of get settled. Jimmy, like Sharky says, is a number 2 option. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Miami really is way ahead of schedule, to be honest. It's hard to say that they'll be back because, KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn, but I mean, as a team, they have the formula. They have it. They just they need some marinating. Tyler Hero's a rookie. He's 20 years old. Like, Kendrick Nunn's a rookie. He's like 21, 22 years old. They'll be okay. Bam is like, what, 22, 23? They'll be okay. They'll be back. Hey. But with the Lakers, like, I don't even know. Like the West is in trouble, in my opinion, because Anthony Davis, he's just now 27. He turned 27 in March. The man is in his prime right now for the next 4 or 5 years. The man is shooting threes. The man is in the post. The man is getting rebounds. He is scoring at will. At will. He was 15 or 20. Had 30-something points. That's like, y'all, if you know math, she didn't know math. That's crazy. That's 75% from the field, dude. Like,
Right.
and it ain't just dunks. It's threes. It's mid range. It's jab step. It's step backs. Like he's putting in work. Like, and so with Golden State, like, so let me talk about Golden State, right? So when they went to the finals, this team is an outlier. This team is an outlier because of the 3-point shot. They shoot it at a historic rate, and that was with Steph, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. That probably will never happen again. Like having three dudes that 40, 50, 90 every night. That will never happen again. The playoffs, I say it all the time. And if you play no basketball, you know basketball when I'm saying this. The game is inside out in the playoffs. It's half court. You got to score from the post. Every possession matters. And not every possession needs to be a 3-point shot. It needs to be a mid-range jumper. A well-processed offensive possession with the play that's being run. And the Lakers do that. And when you have LeBron running point on one possession and then Rondo running point, that's two of the top point guard minds ever to play the game. And so Miami is not indictment on Miami. I give them all due respect. I said they play hard because their body language was still good. They didn't quit. They kept playing. None came in and it was a game one. He came in and played very well. This is respect to Miami. Like, there's nothing against Miami. I actually like Miami going forward in the future. But the Lakers, they just got Kobe on their side. They got LeBron and AD. There's nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do. So,
good night.
Yeah.
Trevor, the other neutral brother in this one. What you got?
Right.
I mean, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like it's pretty much destiny at this point for the Lakers. I picked them before the season started. I picked them when the bubble started. I picked them now. I just, it's really for Miami. Much respect to them. I actually, commend them for everything for this historic run. Like Savage said, they're way ahead of schedule. I just think that they're just one piece away. They need that one guy that's going to actually be a go-to guy that's going to go get them a bucket. Maybe if you keep this style of play going, you can maybe get Giannis. But
yeah,
something about Giannis.
I said maybe.
Jimmy Butler's not a good enough shooter to play alongside Giannis.
I'm saying his fit with them. Nah, I don't know about that fit.
You gotta get rid of Jimmy Butler to get Giannis, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Kawhi Leonard works better because of shooting.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, it's LeBron and AD has just been absolutely on a tear. And I think someone asked who's going to be MVP. I think it's going to be a co-MVP, to be honest with you. You can make a case for either one. I did pick before the series started. I did pick Anthony Davis to win MVP, but I really think it's going to be Co at this point. Yes, LeBron has played well. He's damn near averaging a triple-double, but we've said this pretty much since the bubble started. Who's guarding AD at this point? Savages gave the stat line 15 to 20 last night at 75% from the field, if you really want to be exact. It's just too much on the Lakers side at this point. And like I said, it's nothing against the Heat. I got all the respect for them in the world. I'm actually happy that they got there and the way that they got there, but it's just too tall of a task for me.
Yeah, sorry, but too many white people trying to guard AD. That's the issue.
Yep. Hey, listen, the only team that's going to stop the Lakers is the Lakers. And thank y'all for giving praise to the Heat because we earned this respect. I don't want to hear nothing. Again, I've tweeted this. I don't want to hear about the Clippers, the Mavericks. I don't want to hear nobody in the West. I don't want to hear about nobody in the East.
Lakers would beat them all.
When LeBron signed up for this season, we all knew there was no Warriors talk. We knew there was no KD talk. We knew that the Raptors weren't going to give you anything out the East. This is when the season first started, right? So this was the path and the year for LeBron to win. And LeBron is locked in at a historical rate right now. Historical rate. And then when you add AD to that, an athletic 6'11" that can shoot the three, and like you said, inside out is how this game is won. But we didn't even mention his defense.
Yep.
How great of a defender he is.
Right.
He's the defensive player of the year, by the way. So
I still say he's
NBA.
I still say he's defensive player of the year. I'm sorry. That should have went to AD.
Yeah, I picked him defensive player of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
I picked Giannis and he got it, so continue.
Okay. I had a question. I had a question before too. Has anybody ever got co-finals MVP, or it's always one person?
It's only been one person.
I think it's only been one, so there's a problem. The first
This
time.
one got to be Kobe.
It got to be Kobe because I mean LeBron's averaging triple double, damn near. I think he need like one more rebound or assist. And AD, I mean, it's clear. You can look and say, that's it. So
The smoothest 30. When I think about AD, especially when he was with the Pelicans, he got a lot of heat, and back when he was signed with the Lakers or got traded to him, like of course I may have said the same thing, but a lot of people put a lot of pressure on AD, but he literally had no teammates. Right. And he was still putting up buckets. He was still doing everything that we've all complimented him on doing. But when you add LeBron James, the second best player to ever play the game to me, he's a perfect complement for LeBron James. You can throw the ball to him in the post. He gonna hit. You can throw it to the outside. He gonna hit. He can bring the ball up the court because he does that playmaking skills, and like that's what make him like he's that killer that LeBron James need for now and until the rest of his career. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that from what I see, I could be wrong. So y'all debate in the comments. We can debate right now. We can debate later. But from what I'm seeing now is LeBron literally passing the torch.
Yep.
To Anthony Davis, and the fact that Anthony Davis is responding like this, 33 and 14 in 2 games in the finals, that's something that you can't ignore. So if I had to vote, AD would be my vote.
Which is why I say, and this, I mean, right now it sounds kind of iffy, which is why I say look out for that boy in Philadelphia to join AD in LA at some point, Ben Simmons. Look out for that, and within the next couple of years, because what happened is, Scott, I don't know if you remember tonight. We were in college when AD signed that contract to the Pelicans. We were like, why? You come to LA anyway. He signed maybe 2012, 2013. Yeah, and I was like, why are you doing it? But I guess he wanted his money like Paul George wanted his money, and he ended up coming to LA eventually. Ben Simmons signed his contract recently, and I'm like, you're going to leave Philadelphia. You don't want to be there with Embiid. So I'm assuming with the next 3 or 4 years, he's going to be in LA with AD, another 6'10" guard with AD. So it's going to be interesting. That's just my future prediction with that. But
to your point about the players signing the contracts, essentially the franchise got you for 7 years because you're a restricted free agent. So they can match any contract. So it's kind of like you got to go and take the money. So most players, that's the case. So
and then eventually you can trade it if you want to. If you the
you can try.
You just sign a contract and then hire Rich Paul to get you somewhere else. You got money. You know what I'm saying? You need a bag on the table, but now you living with the bag where you want to be.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony Davis got it made right now, bro.
So since you got at least 6 years with the franchise, then you could try to force that trade upon your expiring deal the following off season because they need to get before you leave for nothing.
Right. Yep.
All I gotta say is, damn, New Orleans, y'all are just that terrible.
So
you really only gave Anthony Davis like 2 legit teammates, and like one is still there, and this probably should be leaving. So like, how long am I supposed to like? Yeah, because.
Before we move on, let's go ahead and let's get the count though. I got AD for Finals MVP. Y'all saying Cole MVP. Y'all saying LeBron. Which I
gotta choose one. If I had to choose one, I would choose AD, but I think they're probably gonna give it to LeBron.
Bingo. Yeah. I think Anthony Davis is well deserved of MVP. Nothing against LeBron because LeBron has been amazing. I would vote AD, but I think LeBron gets it just because it's LeBron. He's definitely putting up the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, you're the only Heat fan that got the Heat winning. So who gets final MVP? I guess Jimmy Butler if Bam don't play right.
Oh yeah, because Jamal Murray was taken. But I would definitely give it to. I think it'll be LeBron, to be honest. Just because of what happened with the MVP voting stuff like that. I think it's gonna be like a missed call for that. So, but AD is phenomenal. Like he deserves to be the MVP. But they're gonna give it to LeBron.
You think he gonna get it on the losing team? He didn't get it back in 2015. They gave it to Iggy.
And that's why I don't think there's a co-MVP because if Iggy got it, Steph could have maybe got it too. Or like Steph and KD. Like Steph and KD. Steph deserved, like straight up from a KD fan, he deserved that. But KD was coming up at numbers too.
You need to go look at AD's numbers. I mean, not AD. You need to go look at KD's numbers from them 2 finals. Yeah, KD. Like bro's averaging damn near 35.
And I'm with it. But you know what I'm saying? From him just giving the ball to Steph so he can score and get the MVP. Like that's what we should.
He did that towards the end, but it's like
you know what I'm saying?
You look at that stat line from those 2 finals, you're like,
Yeah. Steph had a bad game 3.
It was one game. It was just one game he had a bad.
Yeah, that's why he didn't get it, because he had that one bad game.
That was it.
I'm gonna go co-MVP. I think they both gonna do it. Because I feel like they're like a package deal, to be honest. Like AD gets his 25 in the first half, and then LeBron said, all right, I'm gonna get my 10 rebounds, my 10 assists, my 20, 30 points in the second half. Like if you've seen that, LeBron, he low-key be padding his stats at the end of the game. Like I'm gonna get his 30 points at the end just to make sure I can get into the conversation, because I feel like for his legacy, like this will be the conversation if AD gets MVP on First Take and on Undisputed. It's LeBron.
You know,
LeBron didn't get Finals MVP.
That's why I don't watch this stuff. That's why they need to watch us.
They're definitely gonna change the narrative. They definitely gonna change it. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely, I'm ready for it, man.
But I think it'll be co-MVPs. And like Sharky said, watch Let's Be Real. Don't watch Undisputed in First Take, y'all.
Yeah, watch us. We keep 100. Watch us, please.
I had to go ham on them like this early this week, dog.
All right, Trevor.
Anyway, I'm actually gonna go with Savage as well. I do believe that there's gonna be a co-MVPs. I just think it's gonna be extremely difficult to choose one over the other at this point in time. I really think there's gonna be a first co-MVP of this one. I honestly, like I said, both people like LeBron and AD have a strong case, and I can't make the case for one over the other. So they're gonna do it. It's gonna be a co-MVP.
Okay. Gonna hop into this COVID world, Skylar.
All righty, gentlemen. We have now gotten our first cases of COVID-19 as the NFL season has started. Of course, earlier this week, we were highly anticipating the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers game. That game has now been postponed due to players, personnel from the Tennessee Titans team and roster that have tested positive for COVID. Breaking news before we started, Cam Newton has tested positive for COVID-19. He is now listed as out ahead of tomorrow's game versus the Chiefs. Me personally, I'm not worried about the season, because if we had positive cases in the NBA, if we had positive cases in the MLB, if we've had positive cases in college football, all these sports that are now still being played, the NFL will figure all of this out.
Yep.
That's just me personally. But we will go ahead and move on to this week's Pick'em games. So I mentioned earlier that Cam Newton is out versus the Chiefs on tomorrow. The game is now, according to Adam Schefter, being pushed to 4:15 Eastern time tomorrow. So we will still go ahead and make that pick. No Cam Newton for the pick.
It's postponed.
It's postponed.
It's postponed. Yeah.
Oh, he must came after I saw it then.
He's not the only positive case. It's positive cases I heard on both teams.
Okay.
He's just the only name that came out.
Okay. So, it may not be tomorrow. I think I did say
they might play Monday or Tuesday, but they said the same thing about Titans and Steelers, so we'll see.
Yeah. So it may be Monday or Tuesday. So we'll at least go ahead and pick that game now, just in the event that it happens. You have Chiefs, you have Patriots. The Patriots have looked good. They have looked good. Now, granted, against the Miami Dolphins, and it was against
the Seahawks.
The Seahawks. They did lose. But Cam Newton has looked better. He has looked healthy. So I will say that. So you have Chiefs and Patriots Monday or Tuesday. Gentlemen, really quickly, who do you have?
No Cam, Chiefs by, I ain't gonna say 50. It's NFL. I'm gonna say 25.
Scarlett, like I told Trevor, if you're gonna quote the quarter right, the Chiefs the Patriots look good with Cam Newton.
Right.
Okay.
Finish that quote.
Yeah, still
no Cam Newton. I'm happy I got Pat Mahomes in at least one of my fantasy leagues, and we definitely got that.
Here we go.
We don't talk about
please. Let's talk about the trade. It's not time. It's not time. Talk about the trade. Talk about the trade.
Let's get into the next segment before
Let's go. I love Took, man. I love Took so much.
I love you too.
Is it my turn to go?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's be real. It's past the sticks, man. This shouldn't even be a pick'em game, to be honest.
Right, you should just kept going.
You should have picked
I'm sorry, the Steelers and Titans game.
You could just cancel the phone.
We could have postponed this too. Yeah, we could have postponed this pick as well. Yep.
Well, we'll go to the next game. How about that? Should we go to the next game?
Pick another game.
Yeah, Chiefs bypass the sticks territory at this point.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Before we move on to the next game, I told myself after last week that I would never again in my life pick against Patrick Mahomes after the way he did to the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens look like they're gonna have to get some money paid to me. Shit, don't forget about the bet that we had. Anywho,
I'm in that too. I'm waiting.
Moving on. I'm moving on. We now tomorrow is a very crucial game. Very crucial game. The Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys, gentlemen.
Interesting.
I will go last. Go in whatever order you may want to go in. Please tell me who wins tomorrow. Yes.
Is this game in Dallas Stadium? Is this game in Dallas?
Yes, I believe. They always have a home game.
They always have a home game. Always.
Yeah, they always have a home game.
Okay. For this one game.
It's our second home game.
Yeah. For this one game and this one game only, I will hop aboard the bandwagon with Took and Savage.
Yes,
I believe this is going to be the coming out party for Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Now, this will definitely be a close game, but I do expect the Cleveland Browns to pull this game out. If I was to go for a score, I would go 27-20 Cleveland.
Let me go next since I have no ties to either one of these teams, like the next three gentlemen do. Yes, Baker Mayfield better have come out game against that defense. If he don't,
thank you. Come on, Sarky.
It's time to replace him.
Come on.
I'm dead serious. If he don't have a come out game tomorrow, so I'll ask him Baker Mayfield tomorrow. Not
yes, sir. Come on.
If he don't have a good game, I'm telling you now, they got
Come
a problem. So with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, the way they pounding the ball on the ground, and don't that's what you said. I know you better say it, Scouter, but I was gonna say
you can't ruin the joke like this.
Nah, I'm ruining it. You're gonna give me today. All right, this is basically a pick 'em because it's gonna be a high scoring game. Woo! The Browns can run the ball. I haven't seen Zeke Elliott be able to run the ball this year. That means Dak's gonna have to pass it 40 times, and when he has to do that, he does well, but he never finishes the job. So I give it to Cleveland to win tomorrow. Similar along the lines. Well, how you doing? What Trevor's score was? So about 35-32.
Yeah, this game would be in the 30s.
Yeah.
I'll go next. This game right here, as y'all said it before, will be the coming out party for Baker Mayfield, and he's going to take over Texas yet again, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 10-point game. It's not that Ezekiel Elliott is not running the ball. They're not giving him the damn ball to run.
No, hold on. He had 34 yards on 14 carries.
14 carries.
Yeah, he got the ball last week. That's
why he's not getting the ball.
He's dropping the ball.
Situation or whatever. He's on random first downs or whatever. Like, here, go get us a 2nd and 9. You know what I'm saying?
It's like 2 yards to carry, bro.
Look, this what I'm gonna say, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Whatever. I'm just put it out there. This is a game that Dak starts and Andy Dalton finishes. Baker Mayfield, 27-20. Go Browns.
To the injury?
No,
right.
Something.
Hold on.
I don't know. Something.
Why would you bench Dak at that point, though?
Look, the Cowboys are gonna get in their way like they always do. Like I said, if it don't happen, cool. The Browns gonna win regardless.
That ain't the problem.
You know
yeah, I was like, it's not Dak Prescott at all. It's
the people around him. And I like Dak. I like Dak.
Yeah.
Pay Dak, but obviously they ain't gonna pay Dak, and this is the game that Andy Dalton finna turn. You know, he finna turn Dallas up, but he's still gonna lose.
If I'll roll with that, because I'm still sticking with my point that if by some chance the game happens between the Cowboys and Steelers, I'm still sticking with that Andy Dalton will probably be the starter. So by the time that happens.
Come on, Savage.
All right. So Dak Prescott, he's doing what he can right now with what is around him. The Cowboys defense is not good. I don't like Dak Prescott throwing the ball so much because that leads to him throwing those interceptions. He's not he's not an inaccurate quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But he has like interceptions. They are, I think, just more so about him trying to make a play.
Yeah.
I am kind of iffy about Mike McCarthy right now. I don't know. I just don't feel. I don't know if it's him or Kellen Moore. Maybe it's Kellen Moore. I don't know. But I mean, the Browns. I watched that game against. I think that was Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati. With Kareem Hunt and Lord have mercy. When you got two running backs, it ain't fair. It is. And I think having running backs to like hand the ball off to helps Baker out a whole bunch. I know Baker is an accurate quarterback. He had the most accurate quarterback in season for a rookie his first year. So I know that he can throw the ball. Odell Beckham is kind of getting into his groove. I have him on fantasy, and he's giving me points. So I'm like, okay, there we go, Odell.
Next topic. Keep on.
But I actually got the Browns in a tight one because I feel like it'll be like 27-24, and it'll be one on like a field goal, I believe. But I think the Cowboys, they're in trouble this season. I don't. They got to figure something out with Dak Prescott, and I think they might have to get rid of him in order to get some money to their doggone defense. Because them corners, Lord have mercy, they corners, they safeties, they need
barbecue chicken.
Yeah, it's barbecue chicken, and you got two of the best route runners in the game coming into this game right here. You know, with Landry and Odell. So, yeah, I got Browns in a tight one. I want to hear from the resident Cowboy executive, Mr. Rashad Riley, though.
He's from the state of Ohio. What's up?
Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The biggest disappointment for the I've been ready since I've been cheering for him since '95. The biggest disappointment for the Cowboys this entire season has been their offensive defensive line. So we are actually expected to get Smith to come back. It's questionable, but I really feel like he knows that we need him back as left tackle. Myles Garrett looks amazing right now, which we haven't mentioned yet. Having a great season thus far. And for those that have watched the Cowboys, Aaron Donald beat us down. The Falcons really could have beat us down as well, and taking advantage of our offensive line. And so with that being said, especially if we get the big fella back, that's much improved, and Dak has some time to think in the pocket. Defensive line, we paid DeMarcus Lawrence $21 million, and you didn't play for the 2-point conversion. You think I didn't forget? Ridiculous.
Alden Smith look good.
Hey,
he needs to split that money with Alden Smith immediately. We'll actually be fully with all of our people. Now, you guys did mention Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb just actually started practicing again on Friday with that groin. And so I look that to be a sort of an issue, but I mean, there's two running backs. I got the Cowboys winning. Of course, I think it's a 13-point win that we have. The problem is not Mike McCarthy. I believe the problem is Kellen Moore and play calling. I believe the other issue is also our defensive coordinator, because there's still that split between our two coordinators, both trying to call the game, and that's a big issue for us as well. And mostly puts us out of position. But I think we really pulled together in Dallas. Again, a win by 13. If we don't, I think the season does look a lot more disgusting than this 1-2 is right now, and could have been 0-3. If you want to be really frank and honest, y'all know I'm going to be real about my teams. It could have been 0-3, and this could be a lot worse. But we're 1-2, and we need to put on a great performance. I think Baker has a decent performance. I mean, if you're a part of fantasy, you probably want to get 200 yards, 250 yards, but I don't think it's this one against the Cowboys, even though we have a terrible secondary. But I don't think he does well against us this time. So, again, I got to be winning by 13, especially if we get the big fella back.
Yeah, Van Der Esch's still out, right?
Oh, yeah, Van Der Esch is going to be gone for at least another 3 weeks, I believe.
And he got them winning by 2 touchdowns, essentially. That's interesting. Okay.
30-17. I could see it.
Let me tell you the pickle that I'm in. So a couple of weeks ago, Trevor and I tried to explain, we tried to tell Savage and Sheedy how terrible, how awful the NFC East is. Do we look wrong, Trevor?
We don't.
I mean, we look right to me. I mean,
Y'all
look at Savage's face. Look at Steve's face.
Screenshot.
I cheated. You
Rewind
had your
screenshot.
chance. It's my
Continue.
turn. You had your chance.
Mhm.
The NFC East, ladies and gentlemen, is trash. Nothing's going to change. But the pickle that I am in is: do I want the Browns to win, or do I want the Cowboys to win? I'm going to sit and watch this game tomorrow with a drink in my hand, with not a care in the world, because I'm going to win regardless. But I will say this: I'm still not sold on the Cleveland Browns. You beat Jacksonville, you beat Cincinnati, and you beat Washington Redskins. Come on now. I'm actually rolling with the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow, 33-30.
Oh.
Greg Zuerlein kicks the game-winning field goal.
Oh, okay. All right.
Switch them over. I still don't trust the Browns, and I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield got a pick or two in his back pocket. And we're moving on to another team in the NFC East. Look, see, I tried to help y'all out. See, y'all missed me while I was gone. I know you did. We also have tomorrow the Philadelphia Fly High Eagles versus the San Francisco Everybody Niners. Really quickly, who y'all got, gentlemen?
Give me the upset, man.
Thank you, Sharky.
Yeah,
Come on.
You know how many
I'm
people?
going upset as well. Give me the Eagles.
You know how many people the 49ers missing? Boy, y'all don't win the game tomorrow, Savage.
Yes.
Oh, time out. Who we missing? Who we missing?
No, it's
The 49ers missing like starters.
No, we gonna call this an injury bowl.
No. Let me go through our injury report.
Y'all
I'm
got
gonna go
to win.
through our injury report real quick. So we're missing. I'm gonna go all the way down.
Yeah.
Injury. Starting left tackle out for the season. Backup left tackle out for the season. Starting left guard out for the season. Starting right guard out for the season. Missing wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, wide receiver 8, tight end 2, who's a starter, Dallas Goedert, who's been playing better than Hurts. Cornerback 2 out, cornerback 4 out, cornerback 5 out, safety 3 out. Y'all, it's gonna be 40-10. 49ers.
Well,
I just can't believe the QB1 still in.
Wait, y'all know how to play hurt though. Y'all went to the playoffs last year the same way. The 49ers.
The 49ers are missing Jimmy G.
Okay.
Jimmy G. So they have Nick Moses as their starter. Solomon Thomas is done for the year. Nick Bosa is done for the year. Both of their running backs are pretty much hobbled. They may or may not have Deebo Samuel back in the lineup. I'm rolling with the upset.
Come on, man.
Y'all went
Give me Philly. Give me Philly 24-17.
I have a question. Y'all trolling me. I know y'all trolling me. So shit.
No, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling you at all. I promise you, I'm not.
It's NFL.
I have questions. Have y'all seen the 49ers play, and have y'all seen the Eagles play this year?
Yes.
We tied a rookie quarterback at home. Rookie quarterback.
Hey.
The 49ers scored 30. The 49ers scored 36 points last week, 31 points week.
Who they play though? Who they play? No, mention the opponent.
Can I finish? We have not scored. Can I please speak? We have not scored more than 30 points other than 3 times the past 3 years. We cannot score, y'all. We cannot score. How are we scoring? Please let me know how we score. I want y'all to speak beyond. It's the NFL. How are the Eagles scoring? Let me know.
Who's 49ers opponents last week first?
It don't matter.
Who they played
last week? Who's our opponent last week? The Bengals. We tied the Bengals, y'all.
The Bengals are better than the 49ers opponent from last week.
The Bengals. It's a rookie quarterback.
We find
So who are you picking tomorrow?
The Giants.
I trust Carter more than Daniel Jones, dog. I'm gonna be real.
We got 2 Philly picks. Trevor, Took who you got?
I hate all of y'all. I just want y'all to know.
The fact that y'all are even picking the Eagles to win is asinine. They're literally like I said earlier, this is the injury bowl, and they're the most injuries. Yes, I just made up a word. Yes, I just made up a word. Like, come on now. We're gonna talk more about the Eagles, of course, later in this episode. But as far as them playing football tomorrow, oh no, it's a blowout. Past the 6.
It's gonna be past the 6, y'all. I promise.
They did. Hold on. They did in fact lose to not the Redskins, but whatever Washington team. They did lose to them.
Hey, Washington lost.
Washington's better than the Giants right now.
They lost. We may actually get like a 2-2 and like not a win from the Eagles. tomorrow. Like they may be 2-2 tomorrow.
Y'all, we have scored 17. This is our points this year: 17, 19, 23.
Scratch
all that. Scratch all that. Who you picking tomorrow?
Who, me?
49ers.
He picking honest. Like that should tell y'all something.
I promise y'all. I've watched every Eagles game for a very long time. I know trash when I see it. I'm telling y'all now. I know trash when I see it.
We need to table this for next week because when the Eagles pull off this upset, I want to get your reaction.
Who you got?
Eagles win. I ain't coming on. I'm not coming on.
Why? What? Get out of here. You coming on because Lakers gonna be celebrating. You gonna be on.
All right, Sheedy, go ahead.
No, it's nothing to discuss. I actually think the Eagles win. Move on.
I'm doing the Cam Newton. Cam Newton, so y'all know. I'm doing the Cam Newton. Look.
Yeah. All the way to the victory.
I actually, if it makes Savage feel any better, I'll break the tie. I also have Philly winning tomorrow, 24-17. Carson Wentz throws the game-winning touchdown to whoever they got off the practice squad.
Nick Mullins.
Look.
Nick Mullins is the opposing quarterback. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Philly winning 24-17. Carson Wentz throws the game-winning touchdown to whoever they got.
Zach Ertz.
I mean, he made it to the playoffs last year with some
with some garbage bags. Ain't nothing changed. But my baby's diaper. Come on, let's go.
Hey, y'all want to hear a joke real quick?
What
do most of the Philadelphia Eagles players and their first round pick have in common?
Injuries?
They all hurt.
It's not fair. That's
worse.
Last thing before we get out of here about the Eagles, y'all. The Eagles have only drafted one Pro Bowler in the past 4 years. Carson Wentz. One Pro Bowler. I'm telling y'all, I know trash when I see it.
And that's all I need to pick them to beat Nick Mullins and the 49ers. So.
Okay. I can't wait till next week. I can't wait.
Man,
I've been wrong before, but this is my upset pick. I really do think the Eagles win this game.
I can't wait to listen. I don't know sports Monday.
Eagles win too.
If y'all listening right now, listen to my podcast tomorrow in reference to what happens to the Philly and 49ers game. That's all I'm saying. We can go to the next topic now. I'm done.
We got one more game. That was the last one.
That was it. All right, last topic. I mean, we already got the winner. I mean, it's a pretty much nail on the head coffin. Unless y'all got any recommendations for who's going to challenge Mr. Joe Cowley for Ill in the month, y'all should have got it.
Scotty, you go first.
I didn't say nothing to group me. What's up?
But I just want to spin this one real quick. I'm gonna make this really, really brief. Can we please throw McDonald's in there for the spicy McNugget that they got?
What's wrong with it?
What you mean? What's wrong with it? They don't even have regular. Their regular nuggets aren't even good. So why would you put spicy McNuggets in there? That's
spicy things up, man.
No, stop trolling. You're trolling. And let's not do that. I know a troll when I see one. You're trolling.
It's a race thing, bro.
I don't care what it is. It's nasty. It's nasty. It's an ale. That's what it is. It's an ale.
The fact that they got spicy nuggets and then they got the Travis Scott meal. It's a race thing, bro. They just trying to make money. They just trying to make as much money as they can, dog.
I thought that's where he was going with it first.
I really thought he was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
That's what it's a race thing.
I'm joking. I'm trolling. I just want to say that.
Well, I'm not trolling. I think we all should put Marcus D. Savage.
I only won one game in fantasy.
I don't care. We are going to put this on a poll and we're going to have the people vote. For the people that do not know, like I said, this is the end that hopefully we talk about this, but we never really talked about it in the first place. When Marcus D. Savage, Marcus, I forgot your middle name.
DeAndre.
I actually didn't know it then. So what happened in our fantasy league, ladies and gentlemen who are listening and or watching this, in our fantasy league, Marcus D. Savage traded Patrick Mahomes. He traded Patrick Mahomes for the quarterback and the running back of the team that we just hopped on their ass. And that is Carson Wentz and Miles, quote unquote, Booby Sanders, whatever his name is.
Top five.
Top five.
You're right.
Nah, that's the consensus. We got to call that one. He traded Patrick Mahomes for Carson Wentz, who may not even be starting next week, and Miles Sanders. That's a.
Hey, I offered the trade.
So let me plead my case.
I shot my shot, man.
So the trade, if you knew my running backs before I traded Pat Mahomes, it was J.K. Dobbins, who ain't doing nothing, and it was what's the other? I don't even know, Malcolm Brown for like the Rams, who ain't doing nothing. I was getting 8 points from all of my running backs.
Should have drafted better. That's on you.
And that's cool. That's why you make trades. That's why I draft Pat Mahomes so I can get a mid-level quarterback and a top 5 running back.
Let me add more to the story because you waited. Y'all two conspired and waited until we got on the podcast to accept the trade so the trade can go through.
The trade was already offered. I was waiting on him to accept it.
You accepted it while we were recording. Right up on the I know. So we really took the L. Everybody a part of this fantasy league. Everybody a part of this fantasy league really took the L. So put the LBR fantasy league up as an L. Put that.
Too. Even if I had Pat Mahomes, I still would be losing right now. It does not matter. So I needed to like spread
Get the
my
waiver wire.
What's on the waiver wire?
I'm gonna run
better. But you
ain't no running back on waiver wire at all.
Like just too many people in the league.
I started Frank Gore this week because I was desperate. I was Frank Gore. I started Frank Gore. I was desperate.
From the 49ers?
Yes.
So you were desperate from your drafting that you traded arguably the number 1 quarterback for a quarterback that won't even play next game. Probably.
Is that Frank Gore Jr. or Senior?
And Miles Sanders. You traded your best prospect, your best point getter for arguably some maybes, bro.
It was good, y'all. Me and 2 play this week. That's all I'm saying. Me and 2 play this week. And you know what? I'm not even starting Carson Wentz. I'm starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. So there you go.
Exactly.
I told y'all it was about the running back. I needed a running back.
He needed a running back so bad that he traded the number 1 point getter to go get one.
Because quarterbacks are easy to get. You get you a quarterback.
Hey, a quarterback can get you 20. Like,
really, honestly, Sharky, I would have traded straight up Pat Mahomes for Booty Miles. That's what I would.
Yeah, I didn't need Carson Wentz stuff. So yeah.
So it was about the running back. So it's not about Carson.
That was a throw in. So yeah.
He made it better with that trade. So I okay, I get a quarterback too. Cool.
Yeah, what the original L of the month was.
Joe Cowley.
Oh
yeah, you wasn't here last week, Seattle, so you didn't get a chance to like speak on him.
Marcus got my vote.
Then vote for John Morant.
Marcus got my vote.
He was bored.
Marcus got my vote. So can we put him on the poll?
Yeah, I'm about to. I get together.
Thank you. That's all I want to like.
It's Joe Cowley for me, man.
I might get the W this week against 2. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Talking cash in the fantasy league.
Yes, man.
All right.
I was happy I got a win on this last week.
That was a fun way to end it.
That reminds me of Frank Gore Jr.
Put some respect on Frank Gore's name, by the way.
He needs to put some respect on that throw he got. That's what he needs to put some respect on.
If this was 5 years ago, Frank Gore would be good, but nah, this.
All right, so to end this off, listen to I Don't Know Sports Monday, despite the outcome of the Eagles game tomorrow. Listen to the last LPR episode 106 for my swap pods in Memphis with Mr. Dominic Lawson, Inesco, Miss Inesco, and Mr. Ron Brooks. And once again, shout out to my girlfriend, Mikhail Phillips. Crossing those sands for Delta Land. So anybody else got anything?
Real quick, I definitely appreciate y'all for praying for the family. Thank y'all for praying for Bianca's father. Thank y'all for the condolences.
Bro. Glad y'all back.
Roddy Rich for president, bro. Roddy Rich for president.
All right.
See, no, Tube. See, that's one of the type of stuff
I
that
just noticed the way
they
you
got
see
the
it.
person we in now that we have now. So no, stop, stop.
Hey man, I believe in God. Whatever gonna happen regardless of what I vote, who I vote for, or if I don't vote. That's how I feel.
All right.
We're gonna start making sure you're informed. Start next week. Can't wait for the pregame.
Yes.
Let's get it. All right. Peace.